Hi everyone, so back with part 2 of week 35. So this week I am using the design D for the second part. And yeah, I had loads of photos actually, to be fair. This video is actually longer than it needed to be. It's quite a simple sort of layout, but I was really distracted. I think I was watching the Queen's funeral actually when I was doing this one. So yeah, a lot of distractions, and I kept obviously wanting to watch TV and things. So it's a bit longer than it probably needed to be, but never mind, I've got a few stories to tell this week anyway. So as I said, I'm using the design D. So I've got 4 6x4 photos, and I've got 2 3x4 photos to go in the middle section as well. So the first photo that's going to be on the top left is a picture of my leg. And you can see that absolute massive bruise on my leg. So we had Bilbo for the week and a couple of days afterwards and stuff, and I was taking him for a walk, and I take him to the park, but we jump over the wall rather than walk all the way around, and it's always been fine, but this time it wasn't, because I jumped and I must have caught my thigh on a nail that was hanging off the wall, and it wasn't the end of the nail, it was the nail head. And for some reason, it just caught my thigh, and it caught right in the middle. And I don't really know what happened. It's not cut me, but it's caused this absolute massive bruise on my leg. And I couldn't believe it. I was in so much pain when it happened. I just had to breathe, because there was people looking at me, there was people around, so I just had to pretend that everything was fine. And the minute I got home, I looked to see under my leggings, and I could already see it swelling up. And then this was the next day. So yeah, it's huge, and I say it was huge, it's come down now, because obviously this was a couple of weeks back, but I was so adamant that I was trying my hardest to try and do things to make it go down before I was going on holiday. So I was going on holiday in 10 days time when I was doing this, so I was like, I can't go on holiday with this massive bruise on my leg. So luckily it did go down, but I've still got a slight scar from the tiny little middle bit that you can see. It's almost like a bullseye, and the middle bit is where the nail hit. It's just a very odd one, but it really hurt. Anyway, so I put some stickers at the top. I put this big flower sticker and a word sticker that says sit and stay, because I was being really careful not to, damage it even more. I was trying to massage it to try and get the blood going so that it would eventually go down. And then I also put this word sticker at the bottom that says hello there, because I just could not believe how quickly it just got so dark. But yeah, so that was an eventful start to this layout. So then the other picture I've got that's going to go on the opposite side, the right hand side, is a picture of Bilbo with this ball. So I took him for a walk the next day, and we went the long way round. We went round the golf course again, and we were crossing the road, and suddenly Bilbo pulled me, and he picked up this football. And it was obviously a little kid's ball from their garden, but he picked it up and then he popped it. And I was like, well, I can't just leave it there. So anyway, he ran off with it. And I was like, well, we're just going to have to avoid that house now. And we had to walk all the way around the really long way home just to avoid... But obviously this person getting yelling at me because Bilbo had nicked their ball and popped it. Obviously I could have put it back if they popped it, but I just thought, oh God, he's such a little troublemaker. So yeah, so that was him being really naughty, and he obviously felt, he was well happy with himself when he had this football. He carried it all the way home. So yeah, so that was that one. So I just put some washi tape at the bottom alongside this little bird and flower sticker, and a word sticker that says little things, because he was really happy for it. To be fair, it wasn't actually in someone's garden, it was outside their garden gate, so they shouldn't have left it outside. That's what my reasoning is. But yeah, so poor kid. Hopefully they've not noticed, or if they did, it wasn't sentimental. Anyway, so then the next photo that's going to go underneath my bruise photo is a picture of food. Me and my friends went out in York for some food, just the 3 of us, and we just had a nice catch up. And all I did on that one was put some love hearts, as well as 2 words. One says eat up and one says together. It's just always nice. We tend to go out for tea at least sort of once every 6 weeks or whatnot. So that was our one for September, August. And then the other photo that's going to go on the bottom right is a picture of all the candles that are in HomeSense now, which is my absolute favourite. So every year, this time of year, September, October time, I go into HomeSense and I buy myself a big candle for the autumn. And I always go for a pecan caramel sort of one, because I just love the smell of them. So yeah, I just loved all of them there. I love sitting there and smelling them. They do give you a headache after a while if you keep smelling them, because they're very, very strong. But yeah, I took a picture of all the candles in there because that is my little happy place. So I put a sticker, like a house sticker again, and it says family favourite, and then a floral sticker to go in the top right, as well as a sticker that says my happy place, because it is my happy place, as I said. So that is the 4 main 6x4 photos. The other photos that I've got a picture of me taking Bilbo out for a walk, and I've also got a picture of me scrapbooking as well, because I didn't really do too much at the end of the week apart from going out for dinner with my friends and being with Bilbo, really. So I wanted to take some pictures of me doing some scrapbooking. I was actually working on my Venice album, which I am still currently working on, and this was definitely a month ago. So still going with the travel albums in the background. Obviously, I still try and keep up with Project Life, but I've still got all my travel albums to do. So I've got Venice, I'm still finishing that. Then I've got Corfu. Then I've got Dominican Republic, and we're actually, when I'm filming this now on October the 12th, we're actually off to Budapest in a couple of days' time as well. So yeah, quite a few to go, but it's, I enjoy doing them, so it's nice to have things, to do all the time. When I was in the pandemic, I didn't have any to do. I was so sad because I just wanted something to scrapbook, and now I've got too many, but I'm never complaining. So the card that's going to go at the top, I'm just going to use a journaling card for that one, because I wanted to write out the story of going out for dinner and, writing a bit about scrapbooking and the autumn sort of candles and stuff. So that's where I'm going to put my journaling. I just back it on some card because it's ever so slightly too small, because it's part of the journal elements cut apart. It's not the 3x4 cut aparts from Simple Stories. So it's just slightly too small, but I just back it on some really old paper that, again, I was using. This one's actually from a paper pad, but it was just like an odd one that I had left over. So it's just like little birds and little squiggles and stuff on like brown, so it just matched it quite nicely. So I put that in there. And then the photo underneath is the one of me taking Bilbo for a walk. He's actually still got that football in his mouth, and it's us walking along the golf course. So I put some washi tape at the bottom of the photo, alongside a little label sticker that says what I love most about home is who I share it with, and a word sticker that says rise and shine. So I've now learnt to print my photos off, my 3x4 photos off without a border, which makes them a bit bigger. So although I do like to have borders and stuff with pattern paper, so sometimes I will be printing them off with a border so I can cut that border out and use like pattern paper in the background. It is nice to make the photos a little bit bigger, so I'm starting to do that from now on. So yeah, the card that's going to go underneath the photo, that I'm not sure where I've gone. As I said, I got very distracted with this layout. I was watching the Queen's funeral and I was really, really jet lagged. We had just got back from Dominican Republic, so I was a couple of hours behind. We tried to have a nap and things. We both had work the next day, so really trying to stay up. So I was just a bit everywhere, to be honest, when I was doing this layout. Oh yes, that's where I went. I went to go get my 4x4s because I'm in the middle of sorting out all my collections, because now when I get a collection, I cut out all the cut parts and I put them in a little plastic bag individually, so they've all in their collections. But before, I used to cut them out and put them all in like all the 3x4s together, all mixed with all the other collections. So then when I was trying to find something, or if I wanted to work with one collection, it was really impossible for me to find them. So this, obviously, that big pile of 4x4s, that's me digging through my 4x4 little tub of cards to go and find them. So as I said, I'm in the process of sorting them all out and putting them into collections. But that, obviously, the 4x4s I haven't done, and I haven't done the 2x2s either. So still trying to get things done in between work and everything else. So I'm just, as I said, putting all my stickers on that photo. And then the one that's going to go, the reason why I wanted to find a 4x4 photo is because I wanted 4x4 card was because I wanted to try and find something to go in that spot. But I think I had a 3x4 to go in there. It says love grows here. That's what I was trying to find. It's wondering if I wanted to use that one or if I wanted to use another one that I could cut down into a 3x4. But I just stay with the love grows here. And then, as I said, the photo that's going to go underneath is just a picture of me with all my stuff everywhere for Venice, and I just back it on some paper, put some little washi tape at the bottom alongside this like hand with a mug full of flowers, and I thought that was quite cute. And then I used a word sticker that says just lovely, and I put that in the middle because I was basically sat with all my scrapbooking stuff all around me in like a circle. Joe absolutely hates it when I get all my scrapbooking stuff out because it's a mess, but it's the only way to do it. You can't have tidy scrapbooking, to be honest. It's not a tidy hobby to have. But yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed this one, and I'll be back soon. Bye.